So, welcome, lovely mamas. So glad to be here in the circle with you. And today we're going to be focusing on reclaiming lost aspects of ourselves that give us joy and delight, a sense of lightheartedness and playfulness that we might have lost a little bit when we became mothers, that we might have lost earlier on in life when we went through difficult times, and that we might have even lost a little bit of touch with during this pandemic. So with that intention in mind and body and heart, you can close your eyes or cast the eyes downward slightly and just begin that rich journey inward. And as you journey inward, see if you might practice bringing with you a spirit of care and kindness and curiosity. Just relaxing into a sense of curiosity about any unclaimed parts of yourself or any parts of yourself that are delightful or joyous or spontaneous or playful that might be in the shadows a little bit right now. And see if you might just call them forward. Invite any parts of you that are like this forward. That might be wanting to be reclaimed, wanting some loving attention from you. And just take a moment and bear witness to each of them. They might present themselves as emotions. They might present themselves as energy, certain types of energy, bouncy energy or flowing energy or light. They might present themselves in a more auditory way with a little bit of a voice or calling out. Don't forget about me, they might say. So just listening. Just resting in loving, curious presence. And just waiting to bear witness to these different parts of you that step forward, seeking the light of your compassionate awareness and inclusion in the great whole of yourself. Whole, W-H-O-L-E, the great wholeness of yourself. And as these different parts of you emerge, see if you can just share some appreciation for them. Just let them know you see them and you hear them. You support their presence in your internal life. You're so glad that they're here within you still, even though they might not have had very much attention for the last decade or two, or year or two, or month or two. Just let them know you're so glad they're here, and that you really appreciate their role within you. And just take a moment to notice how they respond. Notice how they respond to your appreciation of them, your support of them, and your inclusion of them. And just let them know that you're going to be checking back in with them throughout this week, continuing to remember them, welcoming them back into the membership of your internal community. As important and helpful parts of you and your system. And saying anything else that you'd like to say as you communicate to them more directly inside yourself as we begin to bring this to closure for now. And you can begin to shift the awareness to the breath, beginning to deepen the breath. Bringing the right hand to the belly, the left hand to the heart. Transitioning into deep 3-part breathing, sometimes known as Dirga Swasam in yoga. So exhale, fully press the belly in, exiting the air out through the nostrils. Inhale, slowly expanding belly, rib cage, collarbones rise. Yes, and exhale, collarbones lower, chest lowers, belly deflates. On the next in-breath, you can engage mulabanda, rootlock, by drawing the muscles of the perineum up and in. And a long, slow exhalation. And you can release those muscles like you're dropping an elevator down 3 or 4 floors very slowly. Continue at your own pace. Welcoming in the sacred organs into our practice. Tending to them, engaging them, remembering them. Especially if we've given birth naturally, without having a C-section. Not naturally without medication, perhaps, but naturally meaning, without surgery. And it's even more helpful to engage these muscles, especially as we grow up. After the next long, slow exhalation, you can return the breath back to normal. And unite the palms together in front of the heart. You can also place the hands on the heart if you prefer. See what feels better to you. And just bow the head humbly down to the openness of the heart. To the light in the heart. Remembering this light within you. Taking a moment to acknowledge and to celebrate this divine spark of light and life that is there within you. And taking a moment to acknowledge and to celebrate that divine spark of life and light and vitality that is there within your children, no matter how clouded in darkness or ignorance or despair, acknowledging that that light is still there within them. And it's important that we see that light, especially when they're going through dark times. That we remember that light for them. And take a moment to acknowledge and to celebrate that divine spark of life and light that rests within all beings everywhere without exception. you can interlace the fingers and bring the palms to the back of the head. Fan the elbows wide apart. Rock the front of the hips forward, lifting the chest up, arching back. Press the hands into the head, press the head into the hands for a little bit of resistance there. Shoulders back and down. Chest lifting. Take a few deep breaths, opening up. Opening up to a spirit of playfulness, to a spirit of spontaneity, to a lightness. And it's okay if you're not in touch with it right now. We're just inviting ourselves to open up to these energies within us. It's okay if it doesn't happen today. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Bring the elbows towards the center of the forehead. Rock the tops of the hips back and curl inward, bowing down. And just take a moment to bow humbly down to anything that might be in the way of these energies. Fear, concern about our own lives or our children's lives, are common ones. There could also be grief or other energies and emotions and experiences that are blocking. Just bowing down to them humbly. So rock the front of the hips forward, lift the head, neck, and chest, fan the elbows wide open. Take a nice deep breath in, opening to these light energies, these positive qualities within you. And exhale, curling forward, bowing down to anything that's in the way of them, that might be blocking them. And then lifting head, neck, and chest, and continue at your own slow breathing pace. Exploring, opening to these positive qualities, like we might open to the sun. And sometimes there's clouds blocking the sunlight. It's perfectly fine. You can just notice the clouds as we look up and out towards the sun. Clouds won't be there forever. It's just helpful to acknowledge them if they're there. What's in the way is the way. So we just look towards whatever's there in the way of our connection with these positive qualities within us. After the next full round, you can pause. Eventually releasing the arms down. Close the eyes for a moment, tune in, and just take a moment to integrate. Just honoring whatever's there. Whatever's arising on this journey of reclaiming these positive, playful, spontaneous qualities within us. Take a nice deep breath in, meeting ourselves where we're at, whatever comes. A long, slow exhalation. Good, and then you can bring the hands onto the earth out in front. Coming onto the hands and knees. And have the hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips, and walk the hands forward an inch or two. And then you can lift the head, neck, and chest, swing the buttocks up, press the hands down and towards the knees to open through the abdomen more fully. Just inviting forward into the foreground any positive qualities that you know are there, but maybe you haven't been in touch with for a while. Creativity, sensuality, sexuality, freedom, joy. Take a nice deep breath into any of these or any others that are emerging for you. And exhale, round the back, tuck the chin, just rocking gently back. Press the hands down and away from the knees in this position. And once again, just bowing down to anything that's in the way of these positive, playful, light qualities within you. It's perfectly fine if you're not in touch with them. Just notice what's in the way. No need to struggle with what's in the way. Just noticing it helps. So lifting head, neck, and chest, swinging the buttocks up. Inhale here, opening to the positive qualities within you. And exhale, round the back, tuck the chin, rocking back. Good, and continue at your own slow breathing pace. After the next full round, you can pause. Lowering buttocks towards the heels, forehead towards the earth. Relaxing the arms slightly or keeping them straight out front, whatever serves you more. And just take a moment to bow down to all of those qualities within you that you might have lost touch with when you became a mom and needed to increase your level of responsibility and duty. Just reclaiming those little ones within you that know how to play. Maybe even recalling images and memories of how you liked to play when you were a little girl. Or even if you're transgender, if you were a little boy when you were younger, how you liked to play back then. Take a nice deep breath in. And allow for a long, slow exhalation. Extend the arms forward, shift the weight into the hands, coming up onto all fours. And then melt the hips forward, lifting head, neck, and chest. Draw shoulders back and down. Lifting the knees up. Opening to those qualities of playfulness and spontaneity that are a part of you. Take a deep breath in, reclaiming them. And exhale, press back into child's pose or curl the toes under and lift the hips up high for downward facing dog. And moving between these two positions, inhale, come forward and up towards upward dog, opening to these positive qualities. And exhale, press back into child's pose or downward dog. And continuing at your own slow breathing pace, just calling out to these little ones within you that know how to play, that are full of delight, that don't yet have the weight of the world on their shoulders, that don't yet have the burden of responsibility for taking care of other human lives, that are more free and spontaneous in nature. Just calling out to these parts of you, moving and breathing in ways that can help you reclaim them as you remember them. Good. After the next full round, you can pause, resting back in extended child's pose. And just take a moment in silence to integrate and just notice what's surfacing within you now. Good. Take a nice deep breath in. And allow for a long, slow exhalation. And you can bring the arms alongside the legs and lift the torso all the way up to standing. Coming to a standing position near the front of the mat. And take a moment to ground and center, sending some energy down into the body, into the belly, that center of creativity and birthing of ideas, the home of the reproductive organs, down into the legs and feet. And from there, drawing energy from the earth up into the legs and spine, shoulders back and down, chest and heart blossoming open, and unite the palms together in front of the heart. Extend the arms forward, up and back, and take a few deep breaths. Opening, opening, Opening up as you call out to and invite forward these parts of you that are spontaneous, that take delight, that know how to play, that don't have to be taught how to play, that know how to play already. Take a nice deep breath in, remembering them. And exhale, hinge forward and bow down, tuning in. Tuning in. Bowing down humbly to these important aspects of you that you might have lost some touch with along the way. Your strength, your ability to connect, your power as a woman, your voice, your beautiful, unique, caring voice. Just let them all know they're really important to you too, even if you've lost touch with them. Especially if you've lost touch with them. Bend the knees a little bit, fingertips in line with the toes. Step the left foot far back. Left knee can be raised or lowered. Lift the head, neck, and chest. And open your heart to possibilities. The possibility of weaving these parts of you back into your life again. Slowly, gently, no rush. Maybe not all at once. Maybe just curling the outer edges of your lips upward slightly. As you breathe into some of these positive qualities within you, reclaiming them. Take a nice deep breath in, and exhale, curl the left toes under, step the right foot back, downward dog as a more moderate position, or all fours as a gentle position, or plank pose as a more challenging position. I'll demonstrate downward dog, and you can choose the position that serves you best. Always taking rest whenever needed, so you can honor the body above the ego whenever possible. So from here, you can come forward and up into cobra or upward dog. And to come forward, you can, from downward dog, you can either just slither forward, lowering the knees down and then laying the thighs down, low belly, lower ribs. Or you can move through Ashtanga Pranam, the 8-pointed practice, by lowering the 2 knees. And the 2 hands are on the floor, the chest and the chin and your 2 feet. And from here, we inch the belly forward and come forward and up. So from here, we can take a nice deep breath in, rising, lifting up a little bit, and exhale, falling. As we rise, we can press the hands down and back, breathing in. And as we fall, we can press the hands down and forward as we breathe out. Just naming rising on the in-breath, falling on the out-breath. Continuing at your own pace. And there are moments that will feel more connected with these parts of us. And there will be moments when these parts of us are more in the dark or in the shadows of our consciousness. It's perfectly fine. The stance that these parts of us do, wherever they are, wherever they choose to be, it's just helpful to let them know we care about them. And that we remember them. And our intention is ultimately to include them in the inner community. more consciously. After the next full round, you can press the hands down and lift the hips up high, downward facing dog. And just bowing down to things that are fun to do, things that you think of as fun. A hike in nature, tending the garden, going on a bike ride, playing in the ocean water. And if it's hard to think of things you like to do, just remember the little girl within you and what she used to like to do. Draw or dance or sing or spin. And just thank her for her knowing how to play. For her reminding you what fun can be like. Look between the hands, step the left foot forward between the hands. Right knee raised or lowered, lifting head, neck, and chest. And opening your heart to the possibility of play, to the possibility of weaving a little bit of fun into your daily endeavors. Especially as mothers, we've been burdened these last 11 months with an increased load of responsibility, with much less help. And it's been hard. Even more reason to reach in and invite forward the parts of us that know how to have fun and can remind us about the joy of life, even in these darker times. Take a nice deep breath in, reclaiming some of those qualities. And exhale, step the back foot forward to meet the front foot, bowing down to them humbly with reverence. And just notice what's surfacing now, what's unfolding within you around this. Good, and then extend the arms forward, lengthen through the spine, lifting the torso up, lifting the arms up, arching back, opening up, and calling out to these positive qualities within you, feeling your inner strength, honoring your voice, feeling a sense of your own empowerment, not power over, but power with others. True power that's mixed with the heart of compassion. Take a nice, deep, rich breath in, and exhale, unite the palms, sliding the hands down to the level of the heart. And just close the eyes for a moment to integrate and just notice what's emerging now. That's it. Just noticing what's there, bubbling up to the surface for inclusion. There's so much focus on diversity and inclusion out there in the world. It helps to begin in here. Exhale fully. Inhale the arms forward, up and back, including the positive qualities that we might have split off from. And exhale, bow down to them humbly with reverence, appreciating them. Inhale, right foot back, lift head, neck, and chest, opening to the joy, the delight, the freedom. And exhale, left foot back, downward dog or plank pose, bowing down to them with reverence. Inhale, come forward and up into cobra or upward dog, opening your heart to these positive qualities within you. Yes, and exhale, downward dog, bowing down to them with reverence. Inhale, right foot forward, opening your heart to these pleasant qualities. And exhale, left foot forward, bowing down to them as you reclaim them. Inhale, arms forward, up and back, embracing these positive qualities more consciously. And exhale, palms to the heart. Inhale, arms forward, up and back, embracing these positive qualities. Yes, and exhale, bow down to them with reverence. Inhale, left foot back, lift head, neck, and chest, opening your heart to these positive qualities. Exhale, right foot back, downward dog or plank pose, bowing down to them. Inhale, come forward and up into cobra or upward dog, opening your heart to these pleasant qualities. And exhale, downward facing dog, bowing down to them. Inhale, left foot forward, opening your heart to embrace these qualities. Exhale, right foot forward, bowing down to them more fully. Inhale, arms forward, up and back, embracing these positive qualities. And exhale, palms to the heart, stand tall, and just take a few moments to notice, to integrate, to welcome them in. Good, and continuing with some variations. Exhale fully. Inhale the arms forward, up and back, calling out to these positive qualities. And exhale, bow down to them humbly. Good. Inhale, right foot back and pause here for a few breaths. And then we're going to lift the right knee, lower the right heel to the left slightly. I'm going to keep the left knee bent and bring the hands to the hips and lift the torso up for modified warrior one pose. And we're just going to situate a little bit to ground through our feet. So the feet could be on railroad tracks. So left foot out to the left a little bit maybe, right foot out to the right a little bit maybe. The right toes are pointing forward. If you want more challenge, the left foot could intersect the right foot. But for more stability, it's better to have them like they're on railroad tracks. And we want to spiral the thighs outward. Make sure you can see your left big toe. Right hip is pressing forward, even as the thighs spiral outward. We're going to draw the lower ribs down and in, engaging the core. And then we're going to lift the arms up. And just take a few breaths here, honoring your strength, your resilience, your grit, your courage, your tremendous courage to make it through these past 11 months. To bring new life into this world when you did, however you did it. Really honor your courage and your grit and your resilience. Take a deep breath into it and exhale, straighten the front leg, hinge forward, bow down, swan dive forward, bring the arms out to the sides. Melting belly towards thigh, chest towards knee, head towards toes. And if you need the hands for support, you can bring the hands to the left shin, no problem. Otherwise, arms out to the sides. Bend the left knee, lift the arms up, scooping up the energies of your strength, your resilience, your courage. Take a deep breath in, warrior one. And exhale, swan dive forward, bowing down to these qualities within you. Straightening the left leg. Inhale, bend the left knee, lift the arms up, scooping up these qualities to honor them and lift them to the light. And exhale, bow down to them. And feel free to explore a few more rounds at your own pace, nice and slowly. Stoking the inner fire here, some tapas, some heat. As we touch into the inner strength and strength of heart. After the next inhalation, you can pause in warrior one. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, hinge forward, hands to the left thigh, shin, ankle, or floor, bowing down humbly. And just notice what's emerging now, whatever that may be, including that in the inner community. It might be a sense of longing, a sense of grief over the lost years or months of being in touch with these parts of you. It's perfectly fine if that's there. It's just a message to yourself. It's just helpful information. So we can welcome the longing. We can welcome the grief. Bend the left knee, slide the right foot back, lift the head, neck, and chest. Take a nice, rich breath in. Yes. And exhale, step the left foot back, downward dog or plank pose. Inhale, come forward and up into cobra or upward dog. Good. Yes. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward and pause here. Make sure the right heel is beneath the right knee and the shin is vertical. If it's not, you could walk the left foot back a little bit until the right shin becomes more vertical. Good, and then we'll lift the left knee, lower the left heel down to the right a little bit. I usually need to slide my foot forward a little bit to do that. Bring the hands to the hips and lift the torso up. And then we're going to situate. So maybe walk the right foot out to the right a little bit so the feet are on railroad tracks. Left toes are pointing forward at about a 45-degree angle. Spiral the thighs outward. Invite the left hip forward. Make sure you can see the right big toe. Draw the lower ribs down and in, engaging the core, protecting the health of the spine. And then lift the arms up. Yes, and then just take a few moments to consider maybe some of those qualities that presented themselves to you in the meditation at the beginning of this practice. Some of those ones that are naturally coming forward as you call out to these positive qualities within you. And just take a moment with her or him. These energies sometimes have a sense of masculine or feminine energy. And just begin to move with them a little bit, moving through the negative space. Dancing with them, or if dancing doesn't feel right, moving with them more structured or rhythmically is fine. But you can play with the space to the left of you, in front of you, above you, or to the right of you. You can bend the knee, you can straighten the leg. Just moving with this part of you. Breathing with this part of you, exploring with this part of you. Notice how it feels to be moving with this part of you. And you can even change the position of the legs. You might step on the right leg and move the left foot or leg. You might lean back onto the left foot more fully. Just allowing some exploration, not worrying about what's right or wrong, not worrying about looking a certain way or being steady or not, just exploring. Eventually coming back into Warrior One. Right foot forward, left foot back, lifting the arms up. Just pause for a moment to integrate. Take a nice deep breath in, celebrating what just emerged, whatever it was. And exhale, straighten the front leg, hinge forward from the hips, fan the arms out to the sides, and bow down in reverence to all of the messiness that can come with play. Beautiful oops. That's such a helpful part of these younger parts of us. Bend the right knee, scoop the playful messiness up to the sky, up to the sunlight. Take a nice deep breath in, embracing them. And exhale, straighten the front leg, hinge forward, bow down, celebrating the messy playfulness. Inhale, bend the right knee, scoop these energies up, lift them to the light, and continue at your own slow breathing pace. Welcoming these parts of you back home. Reminding them they have a sincerely important place within you. Just as important as the responsible mother within you. After the next deep breath in, you can pause. And then exhale, straighten the front leg, hands to the right thigh, shin, ankle, or floor, bowing down. Bowing down to the playfulness and spontaneity within you. And all the good, messy fun it can create. Yeah, good. And it's okay if there's that sense of longing or grief emerging. It's just energy moving through. It's just a sweet little message for you. You might miss this part of you. And it's helpful to know. Bend the right knee, slide the left foot back, lift head, neck, and chest. Honoring these parts of us as important and helpful. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, step the back foot forward to meet the front foot, bowing down to them. Inhale the arms forward, up and back, embracing them more fully. Yes, and exhale, palms to the heart, stand tall, close the eyes. Hands on the heart perhaps, or in front of the heart, and just take a moment to integrate silently with your dear, loving self. And just notice what's emerging inside. What's there now? Maybe just letting it know that you see it, even if it's just kind of a emptiness. I see you, emptiness. Or I see you, delight. Or I see you, longing. I see you, grief. I see you, little girl who knows how to play. Just letting whatever's there know that you see it. And that there's plenty of space inside for it. Yeah, good. Sustaining this thread of connection with your inner richness. You can gently release the arms. Softly open the eyes and lay the belly down onto the earth for a moment of rest. You can have your arms alongside the body, cheek to the side, or you can bend the elbows out in front and rest the forehead on the forearms, your choice. And just see if you can invite more and more parts of the body to participate in this moment of rest. It's an invitation, not a demand. It doesn't have to relax, but it can be helpful if another part of you might be willing to surrender a little more in this moment. Good. Bring the awareness to the low back and take a nice deep breath in. Feel the low back rise. And exhale, feel the low back fall. Good. Then you can lift the head, neck, and chest. Extend the right arm forward, rotate the right palm up. Just imagine reaching out an open hand to the little girl within you that knows how to play. Or the little boy, if he feels masculine or is masculine. And bring the back of your left hand onto your low back. Lift the left elbow up, lift the left leg up. And either keep the right arm down for support, or if it feels right, you can lift the left hand, or lower the hand down and lift the whole arm up. That's very challenging, so if it's too challenging, just lower the arm down. Reaching out your hand to the little one within you who knows how to play. Take a deep breath in, inviting her to play in your life a little more. And exhale, gently release and switch. Extend the left arm forward. Bring the back of the right hand to the low back. Rotate left palm up. Keep the arm down for now. Lift right elbow, lift right leg. Lift left hand or the whole arm if it's available. If not, just lower it all back down. It's fine. Reaching out to the little one within you who loves to play. Take a deep breath into her. Yes. And exhale, gently release and switch. You might find that that's enough already. If it is, you can rest. Otherwise, inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, release and switch. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, release and switch. And continue a few more rounds if you'd like. Just extending an open hand to the little one who knows how to play well. That's her gift. And she is still there within you, whether you're in touch with her or not. Good. After the next full round, you can pause. Press the palms face down under the shoulders onto the floor. Lift the hips up. And we're just going to do some organic movement. Spread your knees a little bit apart. Walk the hands forward a little bit. And then just begin to bend through the elbows. Swim through the hips and legs. Swim through the shoulders and neck. Just letting yourself move a little more organically. If this feels threatening, as it does for some of us, you can move in circular movement. You can kind of move it in an oval to the left and forward to the right and back. After a few rounds, you can switch the other direction. Otherwise, moving a little more organically through elbows, hips, head, neck. Just letting your body move how it wants to move without any preconceived ideas or direction. Sometimes some of the tightest muscles deep in our bodies can relax through this more organic movement. So it can be very, very helpful and therapeutic, even though it might feel a little uncomfortable, because we don't usually move so freely in these ways. Good. So after the next movement, you can begin to move into stillness, lowering buttocks towards heels, forehead towards earth. Just invite the arms alongside the legs for a full child's pose position. unless you need the arms or hands for support under the forehead, which is perfectly fine. Yeah, and just coming back home and inviting these parts of you, these playful parts of you, the delight and spontaneity, the freedom and strength and power, your voice, just inviting them back home to be with you now, creating breathing room for them. Letting them know there's plenty of room for them all. And if there is that sense of longing or grief, it could also be helpful to just acknowledge and maybe even apologize to them for not giving them equal attention and time this past year or since the babies came into your life. Just letting them know it's true. You haven't given them as much time to play. And you hear that they'd really like that. Just let them know you care and you hear them. You don't have to problem solve right now. Just let them know you care and you're sorry they haven't had as much time to play after becoming a mama. And just notice how they respond to that acknowledgement and understanding from you. Yeah, good. And take a nice deep breath in, just showering them with appreciation and a loving exhalation, including them. Good. Soft face, soft eyes as we begin to rise. Yeah, bringing the legs out in front. Moving into Janusirshasana, we can bend the left knee out to the left foot into the right inner thigh. And we're going to invite the left hip forward slightly so the hips are squared facing the front. It's okay if the right knee is slightly bent. If there's a lot of flexibility, you can press the back of the knee towards the floor. Otherwise, just let it be softly bent here. It's perfectly fine. Some of us will need to have the hands back behind us to prevent us from rounding back. And others of us can begin to hinge forward from the hips, tilting the top of the pelvic bowl forward, keeping the chest raised for now. And then the hands can slide perhaps down the thigh or shin, maybe towards the ankle or toes, without forcing or straining. Just see where the hands land. There's no extra points for having the hands further down the leg. So just see what feels right to your body today. Closing the eyes, perhaps going inward. And just feeling the dance of sensations inside. Coming back home to your dear body. And just allowing yourself to delight in any memories or images of play and spontaneity from those little ones within you. Just invite them to show you how they like to play. Good. Exhale fully as you notice and integrate. Acknowledge these memories or images. And inhale, lifting the torso up. Bending the left knee, crossing the left foot over the right leg, wrapping the right arm around the bent leg. Left hand onto the earth, back behind you. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, rotate towards the left from the low back, mid back, upper back. So the right arm is wrapping around the left leg, left hand onto the earth, back behind you. Looking past the left shoulder. And we can just dance a little bit with the breath. So inhale, unwind ever so slightly towards the right. And exhale, deepen the twist towards the left. Inhale, gently unwind a little, massaging the internal organs as we exhale towards the left more fully. Good, and a few more breaths like this at your own pace. Just undulating with the breath. And after the next full exhalation, you can gently unwind and release the left leg out in front. Bend the right knee out to the right foot to the inner left thigh. Feel free to bring the hands onto the earth back behind you to keep the hips from rocking back. Some of us will stay there, supported with the hands behind us. Others will begin to tilt forward from the hips. The pelvic bowl will tilt forward, and then hands might come onto the thighs, shin, ankle, or toes. Again, no extra points for coming deeper into the pose. But it is very helpful to respect the body's cues, listening and attuning to those cues along the way. And part of this striving, this addiction to striving, is part of what causes us to lose touch with these more playful and spontaneous aspects of ourselves. This habitual striving, this habitual focus on achievement in ourselves and for our children causes us to lose touch with meaning and purpose, a sense of joy in life, and connection with deeper parts of ourselves and others. And yet those parts of us that know how to function well and manage life well tend to run the bus of the self more often, get more time in the driver's seat. And it's helpful and important so we can lead functional lives. And yet there's little ones in the back, those rebels in the back of the bus that need some expression too. So just let them know you see them there. And you admire their rebelliousness, their sense of need for freedom, and their desire to express themselves no matter what the outcome is, even if it's messy and loud. And just notice what's unfolding, who's coming forward as you acknowledge this within yourself. What part of you is seeking attention from you and integration in the inner community? Just notice. Good. And exhale fully as we bow down to this one that's emerging, or these parts of you. And inhale, lift the torso up, lift the arms up, lifting them up to the light. Inhale here, embracing them more fully, more consciously, yes. And exhale, release the arms down, lift the right knee, cross the right foot over the left thigh, wrap the left arm around the bent knee, right hand onto the earth back behind you. Inhale, lengthen as we press the belly towards the thigh, lengthening through the low back. And then exhale, rotating along the back, along the low back, mid back, upper back, head and neck. And then inhale, unwind a little bit as we dance with the breath of life. And exhale, deepen towards the right. Beautiful, good. And continue at your own pace. Maybe even engaging mulabanda on the in-breath and releasing on the out-breath. Or you might find it helpful in this to do the opposite, releasing on the in-breath and engaging on the right breath as we engage the core muscles, as we twist towards the right. Just explore. Just play with that a little bit. See what feels right in this flow. Good. After the next exhalation, you can gently unwind, bringing both legs out in front. Hands to the thighs, shoulders back and down. Some of us might bring the hands back behind us and stay there, especially if the hamstrings are very tight. Otherwise, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, hinge forward from the hips more fully, pouring the pelvic bowl forward. You're pouring water onto your legs. And just take a few breaths in stillness and silence with yourself, being curious about how the body will unfold in this pose today. Those little ones know so much about curiosity and wonder and awe. See if you can invite some of those qualities to be present with yourself as you bear witness to this position unfolding. Greeting this position you're in your body right now with curiosity and wonder and awe. Wow, this interesting sensation in my left side of my low back. Wow. This interesting sensation behind my thighs, beneath my knees. Wow. Just noticing with curiosity and wonder and awe these incredible sensations that are presenting themselves to you in this pose. Good. Exhale fully. Inhale, lift the torso up. Lift the arms up. Take a few deep breaths here. Dandasana, upraised, staff pose. And just take a few moments to call on some support from higher self or higher power to help you get back in touch with and reclaim these lost parts of yourself. These sweet, delighted, spontaneous little ones within you that remember how to play well, that have delight in the world. Take a nice deep breath into that support with reclaiming these parts of you. And exhale, lean back and bring your arms out to the sides and send some loving wishes to the other women in our circle, that they too may find support reclaiming these parts of themselves, their sensuality, their spontaneity, their creativity, their power, and their voice. Yes. Send that out to each other. Good. And then slowly lower down. And actively receive that support from the other women in the circle, hugging the knees into the chest, rocking gently. Feeling supported in this journey of remembering ourselves. And really honoring that we're not alone in this, that as mothers, we tend to lose touch with ourselves when we bear children and bring them into the world or adopt them. And yet, it's so helpful to them if at some point along the way we can remember ourselves, reclaim lost parts of ourselves. It's helpful for us, and it's helpful for them to see that that is possible. To reclaim ourselves when we've lost touch. So bring the arms out to the sides. Inhale here. And exhale, knees to the right, head falls heavy towards the floor to the left. Good. Inhale, knees to the chest. Exhale, knees to the left, head to the right. Nice and slowly. And continue at your own slow breathing pace. See if you can move a little more slowly. A little more sensuality in the movement. Maybe moving through your toes. Or flopping the legs around a little bit. Exploring the space around you through your legs. Bending or straightening. Separating a little bit. Just slow the movement down and really explore how it feels to be moving and breathing in this way. Reclaiming your sensual self as well. That's it. Yeah. So important. A juicy slowness inside. Good. After the next full round, you can come back to center. Yeah, good. Just finding center, planting the feet on the floor. And just wrap your arms around yourself, embracing yourself. Knees can touch, feet are apart on the floor. And just embracing yourself with your arms. Again, I mentioned this last week, but it's coming again. Like Allison says, hugging our pieces back together. Take a nice deep breath in. And allow for a long, slow exhalation, feeling that warm embrace of all parts of ourselves. And then you can gently release the arms. Feel free to take a blanket and place a blanket over you, or swing the legs up the wall, and legs up the wall pose. You can put legs on a chair or legs on the bed if you're near a bed or a chair. And just relax. Just relaxing into the space around you, allowing the boundary between the physical self and the space around you to soften a little bit. As Kaveri Patel writes, rest on the earth, dear child. You don't have to hold yourself up so much. Right now, there's nothing to do, there's nothing to accomplish, there's no problem that needs to be solved. You get to rest just for a few moments. You get to rest. gently invite the awareness back to the breath. And take a deep, rich breath in. And slowly exhale. Gently invite awareness back to the physical body. Finding your own way to re-inhabit the physical self. And you can roll all the way over onto the side. And just curl up in a curled up fetal position for a moment's rest. Just curling up sweetly with yourself, just as you are. And press the hands into the earth, lifting the torso up, lifting the body up. Coming to a comfortable seated position, closing the eyes, checking the posture. And the incredibly powerful dancer and dance teacher Martha Graham writes, "There is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all of time, this expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium and will be lost. The world will not have it. It's not your business to determine how good it is, nor how valuable, nor how it compares with other expressions. It's your business to keep it yours, clearly and directly, to keep the channel open. You don't even have to believe in yourself or your work. You have to keep open and aware directly to the urge that motivates you. Keep the channel open." So in honor of these parts of us that are calling to us, to be translated through us into action, even if it's a sweet smile or a little dance as we cook or clean. Bring the hands together in front of the heart, or palms on the heart. In honor of these parts of us, we offer ourselves and our children, each other, and all beings a deep, humble bow and namaste. Namaste. Okay, lovely ladies, we'll get some tea and some warm blankets. Maybe a little snack, and we'll come back in about 5 minutes. It's about 10:18, so 5 minutes from now, about 10:23 or so. I'll see you soon.